feel great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of invasion. Welcome back to the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking, and this is the Immigration Answer Show, episode number 774. Let me fix that real quick. This is episode 774. How's everybody doing? It's Saturday. I'll be here for the next hour trying to answer all of your immigration law-related questions. Just trying to take it easy on the first day of Ramadan, the first day of March. Did everybody have a good week? It's good to see you. Good to see you over on TikTok land. Hello, hello. We'll be here for the next hour. If you want to ask me a question, let me go ahead and post the link. The waiting room is, of course, already full. Here's the link. All right, we'll try to put that out every now and then so that anybody can try to jump in if they want to. I wanted to start today's show with a quote. So let me get that quote up for all of us. Share screen. Here we go. Today's quote comes from Mahatma Gandhi. When I despair, I remember that all through history, the way of truth and love have always won. There have been tyrants and murderers, and for a time they seem invincible, but in the end they always fail. Think of it. Always. When I despair, I remember that all through history, the way of truth and love have always won. There have been tyrants and murderers, and for a time they can seem invincible, but in the end, they always fall. Think of it. Always. All right. So with that happy note, Ramadan Kareem to everybody. Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone? Did you have a good weekend? We went out to dinner last night with a nice friends of ours last night. That was really nice. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's talk to Chris. Oh, no, Chris isn't here, so Chris is out. It's weird how people hop on and then let's go to Jim Rocks. Hello. Hello, Jim Rocks. Are you there? All right. Got to be ready, folks. This is a live show. It's really boring when you wait all the time to get on and then you don't hop on. So there goes. So some spaces are opening in the waiting room. Let me post that one more time for you. I will try to take comments or questions from TikTok. If you guys ask me questions, I'll pause the show from time to time and try to jump over there. Let's go to Lusana. Hello, Lusana.
Hi, good morning.
Hi. Good morning. How are you?
Good. Let me make it quick. I know you guys are busy. Well, I came to the United States in 2017. When I came to the United States, I came from Venezuela and applied for asylum and also TPS. At the same time, in 2017, my parents came also to the United States, and they have a green card, and they applied for a family petition on May 2017.
For
Recently,
you?
yes, for me and my sister, but this is basically for me in that case because my other sister already got their green card.
Okay.
So my mom recently became a U.S. citizen, and I know if we look at the volunteer visa, the green card is like for submitting document. The green card is not there yet because it's in January 2017. But if we wonder if we change her status from green card to the U.S. citizen for family petition, in the list is already in because it's already in September 2017. However, in the final day, it's like 2 years after. So my question is like, what we can do in this case? Should we wait? Should we?
When did you enter the United States?
I entered in February 2017.
How did you enter?
Visa, student visa.
And when did your student visa status stop?
5 year after, which is 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 22.
So you were in valid F1 status for the first 5 years.
Mm.
Is that right?
Could you repeat the question?
Sure. You were in valid student status from the time you arrived until 2022.
Yes, student visa, yes.
And did you graduate and get OPT and do all that, or what happened?
Yes, I already got two master and OPT after.
Okay. So when did your CVIS record get terminated? When was your OPT finished?
He's already finished. He's 23 because I'm
Right.
for 1 year.
When in 23?
When in 23, so apply for I believe 24. It was in February 24 that ends because I applied on February 23, so it's 1 year, so it's February 24.
February 23, you applied for what? OPT?
OPT.
Okay. When did you apply for asylum?
The same year that I came, 2017.
So you had an asylum case pending since you first arrived.
Yes,
And what's happened to that case?
it's still pending.
And
Like I haven't heard anything.
after your OPT, nothing.
Nothing.
Okay. All right. And so for the priority date, what is your priority date for the I-130 that your mother filed for you?
If we leave it in the, if we left it after green card, the priority date is on January 17.
Mm-hmm.
And
What is the actual? Don't tell me about the visa bulletin. Tell me about what is your actual priority date.
what do you mean by actual priority date? I don't understand that
The
question.
receipt date that your mom got the I-130 on file. What's the receipt date?
Oh, so it's May 2017.
May 2017. Okay. And my big question is, are you trying to do this on your own, or are you trying to use a lawyer?
Well, I'm trying to use a lawyer. It's just I have a question because my mom already applied for us, and then now she become a citizen. So the
Wait,
person
I
or the
understand all
lawyer,
that. Do you have a lawyer helping you through this process?
not yet. I'm looking for it.
Okay. So I think what you're trying to pull off is super, super technical and super hard, and they're going to fight you because you have had no status other than the pending asylum case since February of 2024.
I have
When
TPS. Is that count?
no.
Okay.
So not for purposes of adjustment, on an I-130 filed by your mother. So here's what I would say. You have done everything right so far, luckily. Like everything is lined up for you. Okay. But TPS and a pending asylum case, USCIS sometimes thinks that that's not valid status to continue to bridge you from when you stopped school, stopped your OPT, and when the visa becomes available. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand.
Okay. So you're going to have, we just took a case like this. We've taken cases like this before. Different parts of the country, USCIS handles it differently. Jim Hacking, me, the immigration lawyer, believes that you are still in status and can adjust when your priority date becomes current. Okay. But not every USCIS officer agrees with me. Not every USCIS office understands that. And like the agency is sort of fighting within itself whether or not you are eligible to adjust through your mom, because you have to be in status at the time that you file the I-485. So what I'm saying is that when you're getting close, now's the time to hire a lawyer. And what the lawyer needs to do is to argue to them that you filed asylum right when you got here. You were in valid F1 status for 6 years or whatever it is, that your pending asylum case has carried you over till the time that the priority date is current, and that therefore you're eligible to adjust. They might reject the 45 when you file it. They might start processing it and send you a notice of intent to deny. You're going to have a real fight on your hands to convince them that you are eligible to adjust, because it's not like when you apply for your mom or something, or you apply for your husband. You have to be what you're trying to do is something that USCIS does very rarely, and that confuses them.
Okay.
So I really think you're going to need some help to navigate this last piece of it, because you don't want to screw it up now because you're so freaking close. And if you want our help, we'd be happy to help you. Otherwise, you need an attorney to help who's done this before, because this is a real high wire act. This is a really tough thing to pull off. And there's cases that go both ways that say, yes, she can get a green card, and no, she can't get a green card. So a lot of it even sort of depends on where you live. Do you happen to live in California?
No, I live in New York.
Okay. So I'd have to check the Second Circuit and figure out what they say. But I believe in my heart of hearts that under the rules, the statute, and the regulations, that you're eligible to adjust, but not everybody agrees with me. And so it's going to be a real fight to get you a green card.
Okay. Well, I would love you can help me with this case.
Okay. Yeah, sure. So just send us an email. Say, I'm Lusana. I was the first one on the show on Saturday here, I'll put it on the bottom, info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com.
Okay.
And then just say, I was Lusana, and then we'll follow up first thing on Monday. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Good job, kid. You're doing great.
Thank you.
See ya. This close. And now she's got that fight on her hands. We've talked about that before on the show. I saw Nurse Laura said she's feeling about bumming around and not doing anything much. That's a great first day of Ramadan. Like, I'm definitely not doing much. I went for a long walk. I talked to Yusuf on the phone. Got in the hot tub. What else did I do? Took out a little trash. Oh, I set off the dishwasher. How about that? That's my big accomplishment. And now I'm here with you guys. So nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with just chilling. I thought I'd be doing my show for you, Laura, because you were at work today, but that's okay. I'm glad you're not. We're going to do a show tomorrow too. Tomorrow's show will probably be around 12:30, I think 12:30 tomorrow, but I'll share that out with you in a little bit. Let's go to Max. Hello, Max.
Good morning.
Are you there?
Yeah.
What's up?
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm asking.
Dude, I can barely hear you. You got to stand by your phone. I don't know what you're doing, sweeping the floor or something. I can barely hear you.
Yeah, I'm asking for my friend.
Great.
Yeah, he's on the process of filling out the N400 form.
Okay.
And there's a question there that have you been arrested or cited?
Or detained.
Or detained. So no, he only had had 2 parking tickets. Is that considered a citation?
No, parking tickets, no. Moving violations, yes.
Yeah, all right. That's all.
That was easy. Thanks, Max.
Yeah, thank you. Have
Bye,
a good day,
buddy.
Jim. Thank you for all you do.
Of course, brother. Have a good day. All right. Let's go to Malik. Hi, Malik.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Not too good. Not too good, Jim.
Uh-oh.
I'm
going
gonna
on?
start it from. I don't know if you hear about this lawyer got sentenced for 70 months. In New York, the
In New York?
African lawyer.
Yeah. I need to look up that case. Let me do that while you're talking. Why don't you go ahead?
Yeah, man. He messed me up big time. But I can't all say that because he helped me first. Then at the end, he stick it to me. You know.
Well, so tell me what's going on.
My problem is the 601, Jim. 601. I've been in this country for like 30 years now, 31 years to be exact. So when I first came in, my lawyer, my uncle, I came and my uncle in New York. So when I came in, he just after 2 months he left for Africa. So it was this guy. He was not the lawyer. He used to help people out, fill out asylum application. So he filed that for me. So I went to the asylum place. It was not the court. So if I didn't know if he was you didn't get approval over there, you had to go to the court. So I didn't know that. So they sent a notice to the address where I used to live at. So I never received it. I
Okay.
didn't know the judge. I didn't know the judge. You know, um, the judge ruled against me, like
Because you
find
weren't
me
there.
the
Mm-hmm.
absentia.
Yep.
So I never know about that. So I was running around to like few years after that. I got into a trouble. Then find out they came and put a hold on me. That's when I find out that I was ordered deported. I didn't know. So
Yeah.
okay, to go forward to this guy. So my case was closed. I was ordered deported. So they put the hold on me. I got in trouble with my friends. So that case, we talked to the immigration lawyer with a criminal lawyer, and he put the plea that we took. It wasn't supposed to be no problem. That's the plea giving me problem right now for 20 years, Jim. For 20 years, I trying to get rid of this. I cannot. It's like I don't know, man. It's like it's just not meant for me to be. I don't know. I don't know, man, Jim. So the lawyer that I was telling you about who got sentenced the other day, he took my case like 2013. He helped
This
me out
is
the first
this is
place
the
to
the Bronx attorney that's going to jail.
the Bronx
Yeah.
attorney.
Okay.
So he helped me. I went to see him. He helped me to reopen the case because I had got married with my wife. So they reopened the case. He never filed the I-130 the same day. He waited. Then we went to I-130 interview. He didn't have the 485 handy either. I remember the lady was telling him that if he got the 485, that she would approve it. She would have
No,
put the
she couldn't.
stamp on.
She couldn't. Not if you had a deportation order, she couldn't approve it.
No, she said we had a 601 ready.
Yeah, but you're under. If you have a deportation order, are you still under the jurisdiction of the immigration court, or
No,
did
no,
that?
I'm not in the court no more. They already vacant. They closed that. They closed that when I got married to my wife. They terminated the proceeding.
Okay, so did the officer approve the I-130?
Yes,
Okay, and then when did when did that happen?
that happened 2014. My I-130 been approved since 2014.
And you're still married? Everything's still cool?
I'm
10 years
still
later?
married. I'm still married. Get 3 kids and everything's still fine. But my problem still 601, Jim. So this lawyer that got arrested got sentenced yesterday. He's supposed to do the 601 for me. So
Mm-hmm.
we went to this psychiatric that guy, the guy who do psychiatric stuff for my wife, for the 601.
Sure.
We went over there, we did everything. I pay, I think, by 1,500, 2,000. Gave it to this guy. When he was sending my application, he never sent the 601. Supposedly he didn't know where he put it. He never sent it.
Yep.
So forward, he went to Africa. So when he got they sent a notice to him to send the 601, but he wasn't here. He was in New York. He was in Africa at the time. So he got back like 3 days before the time expired. I think it was 30 days they gave it to him
Right.
to send the 601 in. This guy got audacity to tell me when I went to see him, he said, "Oh, I wasn't here when I came back. The assistant, nobody tell me nothing. I just see the notice, but
That's inexcusable.
I swear to God, that's what he got audacity to talk. My wife got me. My wife, I was gonna do something really crazy. I would have been in the 6 o'clock news that day, man. The way I was seriously, Jim, my,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yes, I understand. I understand.
my Jim, I'm telling you, man. I came back home. I really was gonna go crazy because I was a wild kid. He know that too. So, cause me and him been together for a long time. Because he started when he first came in this country. I see him when he got just a small office. Even 5 people couldn't fit in that office. Then he really up, and he went up, got the second office, third. Cause I know the guy for a long time. He know me too since I had a bike in this country when I first came in. You know. So
Yeah.
he told me that, oh, I'm sorry. He called me one day, say, you gotta come, man. I'm sorry. I went to Africa. When I came, they didn't give me nothing. I just saw the notice here. We only got 3 days to send a 601, and I don't even know where you did it 6. I said, I did it. You sent me to the guy. Yeah, I went to the guy. What did you tell him? He called the guy. The guy said, yeah, that he mailed 601 package to him. So he never sent it. You know what this guy audacity, you know what he told me to do, Jim? Man.
What?
Yo, yeah, Jim, he got the 601 application. He told me to go to the post office, just write it, get the piece of paper, write in the piece of paper saying that I got a family, I got kids here. If I go, my kid, he told me to send that in. That was the 601, Jim. 601.
So that 45 got denied?
Yeah, it got denied. Then It got denied, but he telling me, he said, "Oh, USCIS, I don't think you would have had a good chance at USCIS anyway. So wait till they put you on notice to appear. We go in front of the judge. Your case is a slam dunk. Don't even worry about it." I said, "No, I'm not gonna be on the country limb. I can't do that." He said, "Oh no, but and now, Jim, guess what? Guess what? He did it again, man. This guy, man, he killed me, Jim. He sent me, he did an advance parole for me, just like he was doing for Viral Kids for the lady. But I went to Africa. I went to Africa, came back. When I was coming back, they stopped me to the other room, lot of question. And they finally let me go. They let
Jeez,
me come back in.
that's amazing.
Yeah, that's amazing. Exactly. So I was lucky for that. But Jim, I trying to know, man, with Trump now, because I do have a two CIMT cases, but they did it 20 years ago. 20 years ago. My last conviction was I think 2004, 2005. So I never been in trouble. I got new lawyer right now. The
Good.
new lawyer sent everything in. So they
What's
uh
the hardship? It's all going to come down to the hardship.
yeah, the hardship is great. I got good I do have a good stuff for the hardship. My wife and kids and me too. I'm on the new medication right now. Just got approved by FDA, and my wife got a surgery. You know, but we filed a case by 2 years right now, so we just got an RFE for 480. I mean, for ICE 864 and 693. I don't know if that's a good sign or not, but the lawyer say that's a good sign. So
Well,
we
it's moving.
just
All right. Well, keep us posted, Malik. Thanks for the call, man.
okay. Thank you. So
Hey,
what
brother.
do you what do you think, Jim? What do you think I should expect?
It's going to take some time. I think to me it all comes down to the waiver. It all comes down to the hardship, and I would think that now that you've been together as long as you've been together, that you, are you the breadwinner?
Yes.
Yeah, I think you're fine. Good luck, Malik. It's going to be tough, but good luck. Keep us posted, okay?
Oh, it's gonna be tough, Jim.
Dude, you got two CMTs, you got a long, complicated history, you got a effed up advanced parole. It's not a slam dunk, that's for sure. I hope your lawyer didn't tell you that.
That no, I've done advanced parole. I didn't mess up the advanced parole.
No, I know, but you have a complicated would you agree that you have a complicated immigration history?
Yes.
Would you agree that you've been under the jurisdiction of the immigration court, you've had interactions with CBP, and you're at USCIS? And would you agree that if they had their druthers, they wouldn't grant you the waiver? So that's why I mean it's a tough case. That's not an easy case.
Yeah, but that's why I have a lawyer. Supposedly he's one of the toughest lawyer here, but I don't know if he's good at 601, but he's one of the best lawyer over here that I have right now. So you take any chance?
Oh yeah, yeah. If it for me, when I say it's a tough case, that still means it's winnable. If I say I would never have filed this case, that's a totally different thing. Yeah, it's a winnable case. It's just tough.
So, but you think I got a chance with the USCIS, so it's got to be the court. But twice they denied 485, but I never get no NTA.
Yeah. Well, if you get denied this time, you probably will.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, but I mean, you're working, right?
yes.
I know you want to get your green card. I know you want to get in status, but I would not be in a hurry to get this case decided.
Oh
I would
yeah.
just I would just let it play itself out, live day to day, know that you're a long way from getting deported, and you're just gonna let it all play out.
Uh,
You have a route. So a lot of people I talk to on here don't have a route.
yeah, but all I'm saying, James, do I have a chance when I'm subject to mandatory detention
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't think so.
with two CIMT 20 years ago?
I'd have to look at it. But the fact that they didn't put you in custody, that's a good sign that you're not mandatory detention. Did they
No,
put
they
you
did.
did
No,
they
they
put you
didn't.
did they put you in detention the last time you were in removal?
No, I never been to removal. Oh yeah, removal. They tried, but it didn't work because my country wouldn't take me. They say they don't. They not taking me.
I know, but did they detain you for the two SIMTs during that process?
Oh no,
All right.
I didn't have it. I didn't have a CIMT. Yeah, for one, they trying to remove me for 6 months. They couldn't because my country won't take me. Period. So they let me go. That's when After that, I had got married and reopened the case back up.
All right, man. Good luck.
So you think I'm not subject to mandatory detention?
Dude, I don't know. That's a long, complicated analysis. I can't tell you that over the phone.
Okay. All right, so I will email you to go more about that because this lawyer that I have right now, I'm not really sure he's really good at the 601, but he's one of the top lawyer. I can tell you that
Well, if
right
you want
now.
to, yeah, just let us know. See you, man. That was quite a call. Let's look at the Department of Justice and USCIS are really promoting their prosecutions now of scammers. So let me pull this up so that we can all share, and then I'll take some questions from TikTok. All right. Present. Share screen. All right. The acting U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York announced today that Kofi Amankwa, a Bronx-based former immigration attorney, was sentenced to 70 months in prison. So 70 months is like 6 years for immigration fraud in connection with his supervision of a multi-year scheme to file fraudulent immigration documents under VAWA. Where have we heard about shaky VAWA cases before? The U.S. Attorney said Kofi Amankwa, a former immigration attorney, made a mockery of the U.S. immigration system and VAWA, a law that provides non-citizens victims of domestic abuse a path to lawful permanent resident status by filing thousands of immigration documents. Thousands of immigration documents. Every case has 300 documents, so that's not a big deal. Falsely alleging that his clients were victims of abuse by their children or other family members. Amankwa repeatedly filed these false applications without telling his clients that he was doing so, and pocketed thousands of dollars from each client he victimized. He now faces a significant prison sentence for his crimes. According to the allegations in the information, public filings, and statements made in public court from September 2016 through November 2023, Amankwa and others at his direction met with clients and instructed them to sign fraudulent I-360s, falsely stating that they were abused by their U.S. citizen children. That sounds a little bit different than the playbook, but you know what I'm talking about. Amankwa signed the petitions under penalty of perjury as the attorney prepared. He used these to get them advanced parole documents that enable them without legal status to travel abroad temporarily and return, then directed his clients upon obtaining the advanced parole documents to travel abroad and return to the U.S. Last, he used the fraudulently procured advanced parole as a basis for his clients to apply for lawful permanent resident status. So to Malik, he better get his whole file from USCIS to see if that's what his advanced parole was from. That doesn't sound good. Amankwa carried out this illegal scheme knowing that his clients had not, in fact, been abused by their parents or children, or without asking whether any such abuse occurred. He was often unsuccessful in obtaining LPR status for his clients because the clients' immigration applications were denied on the basis of fraud, among other reasons. He typically charged his clients between $3,000 and $6,000 for his services. I always get pissed off when criminals charge less than I do, or charge sometimes more, sometimes less than us. It's so stupid. People could get good legal representation for a reasonable price, but they pay too much for crimes. He's got to forfeit $13 million, and he's got to pay $16 million in restitution for his victims. They're setting up a claims process for people to get the money back from this guy. Can you believe this shit? Oh, sorry. Damn, he's right. I can't cuss. It's Ramadan. Haha. Yeah, that's terrible. Oh my gosh. Wow. All right. I said I'd go over to TikTok. Let's see what's going on over here. All right. Do you think there's going to be interviews for removal of conditions, marriage-based green card cases? Yes, I think so. I have my TPS renewal pending. Can I travel within the U.S. for a funeral? I wouldn't get on a plane if you're out of status, if that's all you have. Can I file 42B without an A number? You can't file 42B unless you're in immigration court and you would have an A number. I have a 2-year green card conditional and it's going to expire in August. When can I apply for removal of conditions? So 3 months early. So that would be May, most likely. My husband abandoned me and our babies. Will he still get his documents? I hope not, Victorious. I hope not. How do I call into the show? You have to go over to YouTube and get the link. I'll post the link one more time. There's the link. U.S. citizen adult child filing for a parent. Is that child required to attend the interview with a parent? If they're in the United States, I would say I'd want the child to go. If the parent is doing an immigrant visa overseas, they wouldn't go. No. All right. Happy Cat, hello.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Hi, doing good, Jim. Hey, I just wanted to give you a heads up. I called you like 6 weeks ago. I had my citizenship interview, but I had the issue that my husband had a child out of the marriage.
Yeah.
Everything went great, and I'm a U.S. citizen now. So
Congrats.
I just wanted to thank you.
That's great. They didn't did it come up at all, or did it just not
No,
come
it
up?
didn't. Not at all.
Oh,
No, it didn't. All went good.
awesome. Congratulations. I'm very happy for you.
Thank you so much, sir. So, I mean, you gave me a lot of support that day. I was freaking out, and I mean, thank you, and count me in your numbers.
Okay, we'll add you, Happy Cat. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Okay, bye. All right. Just got citizenship for Happy Cat. I'll Hina, can you write that to the Slack channel for me for everybody? Thank you. Got my green card through your firm. Oh, great. Hello.
Hey Jim, good morning. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I have a quick question for you, Jim.
Go for it.
Yeah, so I got my green card in September 20th, 2023. Right after 8 months, I traveled out to my home country with my wife and my two kids. We came back with no issue. So now I'm thinking of going back in July of this year with my 7-year-old son to check on my mom because she's not feeling well. Do you think it's a good idea to go, or would I have any problem?
Yeah, I think that's fine. Do you have a conditional green card or a 10-year green card?
10.
Yeah, I think you're good.
Okay, well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Good luck. Sounds
Thank
like he's
you.
got his hands full. See ya.
Bye.
All right, all right. Let's go to Chris. Hello, Chris.
Hello, good morning.
How you doing?
All right. We talked a couple of times. I'm the no tax history with a Belizean wife.
Oh yeah.
I kind of took your advice from the last call in and have talked with several different CPAs and a tax attorney.
Great.
Um,
What are
and
they what are they saying? What are they saying? I don't even know what they would say.
Yeah, it's been real enlightening. I've been out of the country for so long. Actually, the last 6 years is what's important, and is the way the case would be handled. Um, and At this point, I've been here with the wife for almost 2 years. So, there's some current stuff we'll put in and kind of start building up a new life as far as IRS goes.
Yep.
But the question I'm leading up to is uh, getting my process started with that information. It's going to take probably 3 or 4 months before it shows, like in a report on the IRS side. So it kind of leads me back to the original question I had with you: is
Sure.
what we can apply for to get her back in good status.
Yeah. So my question, I think back then was, and my question now certainly is, let's say we get it. Let's say it takes us a month to get it on file. Okay.
Yeah, because I know before there was one part of it you said would just be at risk.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So let's say that you get it on file. Okay. So let's say we get it on file on April 1st. Okay. And they start processing it. You get your receipt notices back maybe towards the end of April. At some point in there, maybe right then, or maybe 2 or 3 months later, they're going to send you a request for evidence and say, hey, where's your affidavit of support and where's all your tax documents? Okay. So right now she's got nothing and she's a visa overstay, right?
Yes.
So we want to get that I-130 on file so that we're in the process of establishing that she's married to a U.S. citizen. So that part is safe and sound. Okay.
Okay.
The 485 is where you would get the request for evidence. So the first thing I'd be wondering and wanting to know from the CPAs is, can I have tax returns for the last 3 years on file, either before I file the case with USCIS or within, say, 2 or 3 months. So maybe like, end of June. Do you think you'd have tax stuff? Because what's going to happen is they're going to ask, everybody has to send in their tax returns and everybody has to send in their affidavit of support. If you don't send it, you're going to get a request for evidence. I was being a little bit overly cautious. There's an outside chance, a very small chance, but a chance that they would say, hey, you filed this without an affidavit of support, we're going to deny the case outright. Now, if that happened, you and I would sue them because they're not supposed to do that. So in reality, the likely thing that's going to happen is you guys file on April 1st, you get a request for evidence, end of April. So let's say May 1st, and then they give you either 30 or 87 days to submit all your taxes and your affidavit of support. If you don't, the I-130 stays pending, the I-45 and your filing fee of like $1,200 is lost, and you got to file that again. So it's all, we can get everything started, but she won't really. It's good to have that 45 on file, but it's not really any kind of status. Her work card wouldn't get approved if you don't send in the taxes. You need those taxes to really put her in a safer spot, but getting everything on file would get her in a better spot than she is right now, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because I think it's all about the timing, and that's what I'm just trying to get clear in my head.
So I don't think you have to think about it too much. I just think you need to hurry up. So I think, I need to get my I-130, my I-45s on file as fast as I can, and I need to get my taxes done as fast as I can. That's the whole thing. And then so what I would do is I would do everything I can to get all the immigration stuff on file while working at the same time on the taxes.
Yeah.
And then just hope it all works out. That's what I would do. I would stop thinking and I would just go.
Yeah, no, they're already pulling my information. I've agreed with one firm to, and they're pulling my information, and the next midweek, or by the end of the week is another meeting to see what their findings are and the game plan.
And it's not like you didn't make any money. You make money. It's just been tricky because you've been in Belize.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Everything of mine is out of country. I do have ownership to things here in the U.S., but they're in corporations. It's not my personal information has been just missing. I mean, I'm talking about a tax history for the last almost 20 years, and 10 years prior to that, I was all through the 90s. I was working in Europe. So
wow,
and,
you're quite the global fellow, Chris.
it's been interesting. I've managed to make the life of construction interesting, and
Cool.
taken me to a lot of places, and and I just I feel grateful for it, because hearing the other people that call you, all these different situations in all these different countries, I've seen it, and I really feel like I understand it better than the Americans that have never went nowhere, and just I don't know, they got the wrong view of it, of what these people need and why they want to come here.
I think that's a great point. I think if everybody got an automatic passport and we made it easier for people that live around the world, I think it builds compassion and empathy and lets you see how good we have it. I think there'd be a whole lot more gratitude around here if people knew how much it sucked around the world.
Well, I've heard you say some things that I feel like you're not all for our Trump situation now.
For what situation?
For our Trump, or
Donald
yeah,
Trump?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's safe to say.
But long before him and many others, for many years, I mean, now I'm firsthand having to deal with immigration, but over the years, I've worked with so many immigrants. I felt like the immigration processing system needs a major overhaul.
Yeah.
And that if they would do any amount of simplifying it, a lot of the immigrants, I've worked with so many immigrants to just say it's expensive, but beyond that, it's just so complicated.
Mm-hmm.
And this day and age, there must be a simpler way. Just like all the other problems they're finding in the government now, there is modern, newer ways of doing things, and hopefully they'll get around to it.
Yeah, and Chris, you're saying that now. Wait till you're done with the process, then you're really going to say it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I figure this is going to be a long road.
All right, buddy. Well, thanks for
all
the
right.
call. Let us know if you need any help, and we'll talk later. Okay.
Yeah, I will be in touch with your office again. Thank you.
Awesome. Bye, Chris. See you, buddy. All right. What a nice guy. Oh, look at this. This is funny. I heart golden cheese cookie. I heart golden cheese cookie. Oh my gosh, my child changed my YouTube name. Isn't that hilarious? I saw a thing on TikTok. It's gone around before where some guy had to go to traffic court and his sister changed the name, and it was something like, I don't know. I don't remember what it was, but he changed it to something vulgar, and the judge got really mad. And he asked the guy his name, and he said, my name's Matthew Turner. And he's like, well, that's not what it says. I don't remember what it said, but it was something really vulgar and made me laugh. All right, let's go to Piano Man. Hello.
Morning, Jim.
Hello. Hi.
How's it going? Well, really quick, I am calling on behalf of somebody else. And so this person is getting married next week. And so they're starting their paperwork as soon as possible with their one I-30, I think, and 485, submitting those completely. I think the only question that they had that they wanted me to pass along was in terms of a same-sex couples and evidence. They're not completely out to their parents or their families. And so obtaining that kind of information mostly probably would come from like friends and affidavits, but at the same time, they don't really have lots of friends because, like I said, they're not completely out.
Yep.
Well, how would you tackle that in terms of the application itself?
So let's put outside world to the side for now, and let's focus on what evidence do they have between the two of them.
Yeah, so they've been together for about 6 years now, and so they're going to get married soon.
Yep.
They live together, and they recently started doing a lot more paperwork in the back end in terms of finances. Not entirely sure if they have a combined bank account, but they do have credit cards with each other's names on it.
Yep. The foreign national, did they come as an international student or something else?
No, they're actually a DACA recipient.
Okay, and have they done advanced parole?
No, but they came in as a visitor. Is that what they're called? Yeah.
So the foreign national has proof that they had a visa when they entered.
Right, that's correct.
And you've told them that that's like the most valuable item in the world that they own, right?
Right. And so
got it someplace safe, and they have a digital copy and all that good stuff.
That is correct. Yeah. So first time caller, long time listener.
Oh, there you
go.
You know that drill. Okay. So they've been together 6 years. That's really good. And they've lived together for how long?
5 out of those 6.
Are they both on a lease?
Yes.
So that's great. I mean, they have a ton of evidence, much more than most married couples, right?
Right.
So the foreign national has a social security number?
Right. They're working, yeah.
And so I didn't hear, you said they have credit cards, but not a joint bank account, right?
Yeah, that's correct, as far as I know.
So what's the deal with, okay, do you know what, I would say go ahead and get a bank account opened up and start using it. Not so much to have that evidence before. I mean, filing the fact that you've opened a bank account is helpful, but then, if they get an interview a year from now, having a year of bank statements where they're actually both using the bank account, that's like the best evidence.
Gotcha.
So I'm not too worried about the fact that they're still partly not telling people, that not that many people know about it. I would assume they had a wedding ceremony and there were people with faces at that ceremony. That's all I really care about. And a couple affidavits from friends who know them as a couple and do things with them as a couple. I think that's going to carry the day. And in my experience, almost every officer has been very cool about how much people disclose to their families, and I haven't had that really come up. There was this one super Catholic officer when Obergefell first came out and knocked down the Defense of Marriage Act. He was sort of weird, but that's just because he's weird.
Right on. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I think they're just trying to do it now in case the things change in that kind of realm and the same-sex realm.
Yep, I think that's a good. I should probably make a video about that. That's a good thing to worry about. I've started to see little state legislatures and members of Congress start saying about wanting to introduce a bill, and they have control of the House and Senate, and they got Trump, so they could do it.
Right. I think one last question in terms of filling out the application for this individual for the 485,
Yeah.
in terms of this person being a DACA recipient, do they need to watch out for anything within that application?
Yeah, so you got to answer each question very carefully. I can't think of any off the top of my head. I mean, I guess they have to answer. Have you ever worked without authorization? They probably did. Have you ever overstayed a visa? Yeah. Have you ever violated the terms of your visa? Yeah. So they're going to have some yes questions. They probably, if they can afford it, should get a lawyer.
Right.
But those questions for sure. And then of course, with anybody who's been in the United States for a really long time, my first go-to question is almost always, did you ever say that you were a U.S. citizen so that you could work? So definitely check on that.
Okay. Sounds good. That's all I had. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Billy Joel. See you, buddy.
All right. Have a good one.
Yep. All right. The video topic, Hina, is same-sex. Should same-sex couples be worried or moving faster to get their cases on file, given the fact that Trump and the Republicans are probably going to come after same-sex marriage? That's the topic. All right. My friend Yassine Hori reminds me that today is the first day of Ramadan. Of course, I know that because I'm not drinking any water or having anything to eat. But so when I first converted to Islam in 1998, probably before many of you were born, I guess Nurse Laura was like 9. I had to fast until 4:48 p.m. I thought it was so hard. Oh my God. I thought, oh my God, I was wailing around all day. Like, oh my God, it's so hard. 4:48. And Amani and I went out to dinner to this Mexican restaurant. And I literally ordered everything on the menu. Like we had a whole table. I wish I took a picture of it. We had a whole table full of food. And of course I could only eat what a normal person could eat. Right. And so we had all these leftovers. And then, Ramadan moves up 10 days every year. Right. So Dammy was 2 years old. It moves up every year. So, when I started, it was the easiest it could possibly be. It was like right around the December winter solstice. The days couldn't have been any shorter. And then, of course, over time, it moves up and you get to July and June when the days are really long. So then you're talking like 4:30 to start your fast in the morning, and then breaking your fast at like 8:30. That's really tough. So this year's Ramadan, it's really a nice little schedule. So the first 10 days or so, the first 8 days are before daylight savings. So this week all through next Saturday. And so you have to start your fast around 5:20. Today was 5:21, and then it'll go up to 5:09, and then it jumps an hour. So then it's 6:00 in the morning. So that's crazy to think that you could start your fast at 6 in the morning. That just boggles my mind. And then on the back end, tonight we break our fast at 5:54. How about that? Ha ha ha. That's not bad. 5:54. That's not bad. And so that creeps up to 6:02. And then with daylight savings, it jumps to 7:03. And on the last day, it'll be 7:22, which is still not bad. So how about that? Yeah, daylight savings. I think it's great though. It was my first Ramadan was 1998. Yeah, daylight savings. I think it's sort of a gift that you got sort of the easy going schedule for the first 10 to 8 days, and then the brothers Yusuf and Hima will be home for the second week of Ramadan, so that's not bad. And then it's all downhill from there. So Yusuf said to me today, Ramadan makes itself known. Ramadan makes itself known, and I just wrote in my journal that it sort of lets you know where you are spiritually, where you are physically, where you are mentally. And so, it's sort of like the first day of a diet. I'm like, yeah, it's Ramadan. Woohoo. We'll see how I am tomorrow or 3 days from now. But I'm feeling pretty good about this year's Ramadan. And the sermons, the khutbahs we've been getting at Friday prayer have been motivating. So anyway, that's my little Ramadan story. Let's go back to TikTok. What does a marriage of a U.S. citizen give? What kind of a visa? Well, that would be an immigrant visa with a green card. All right. Motami Mami says, "What's my status of my visitor visa? Pending 45. Married to a U.S. citizen in USA 1 year. Your visit visa is probably expired or voided. You're an adjustment of status applicant now. My brother's going to be the co-sponsor on my I-130. He needs to fill out an I-64. He needs his tax returns for the last 3 years, his tax transcripts for the last 3 years, his W-2s, and a letter of current employment. I just got married and I'm about to be living with my wife full time. When can we submit our application? I would say as soon as you are married and living together and you get your marriage license back, I would file that thing. I don't think anybody should wait to file. I would go right ahead and file. Bo is here. Hello, Bo.
Hey, Jim. Thank you so much for everything you do. Do
You got
appreciate
it.
it a lot. Yeah,
Of
thank you
course.
so much.
Sure.
So, just real quick, I did petition for my kids. They're living abroad. I'm a U.S. citizen, so I
Great.
did that in the year 2023, and the priority date is June 1st, 1st of June 2023. But up until this moment, I still haven't heard from the NVC.
So USCIS approved it
Yes, sir.
and you paid the fees and you're documentary qualified.
Everything, sir.
When did you get documentary qualified?
Oh, oh, I don't have that data off the top of my
Just
head right
roughly.
now.
How long ago you think?
Should be about a year,
A year ago?
like over a year, about a year, and 6 months, or a year and 5 months.
Oh, a year and a half. What embassy?
Yeah, Lagos, Nigeria.
So, I mean, do you, so some people go through that part of the immigration process, like in all the chat rooms, talking to all the people and figuring out how long processing times are in Nigeria. And some people don't. Do you spend time doing that? Like a year and a half seems like a long time to me, but like I know in Kenya, it's at least 2 years. And I think Nigeria is probably a year. I think you're probably pretty close, but I'd be interested to hear if you've gotten feedback from anybody else.
No, I didn't talk to nobody because sometimes they kind of give the dates. I really don't want to go off of what they're saying because it might not
Well,
be
I
the
think
reality of
that's
the
all you can do.
Oh, okay.
You got to figure out, like, just go in our immigrant home Facebook group and say, hey, I've been DQ'd at the NVC for my kids' cases. I'm a U.S. citizen, and then put down the date, and then people will let you know if you're
Oh,
outside normal processing times. That's what
oh,
you have to have a point of reference, because right now we're just shooting in the dark. People in the comments here might say something, but I just don't know.
oh. And to get on the immigrant Facebook group, how do I get in there?
Just ask to be a member, and they'll add you tomorrow or on Monday.
All right. All right. Thank you so much.
Bye, Bo. See you, buddy.
Thank you. Yes.
Yep. All right. So you guys know the waiting room fills up fast. So we're gonna do a show tomorrow. If you wanna link to the waiting room, I'll be at Noor's. I'll be sitting in the car at Noor's softball practice, doing the show, and I'll send out a text about an hour before with the link to the waiting room, and that's really the only way you're going to be able to get in there and ask me a question. Here's a good question from Island Slot. Good afternoon. Do they still process K3, K4 visas after filing the I-130? The State Department does not. USCIS allegedly does, but I think it's a waste of time. All right. Happy birthday to your daughter, Hina. This is nice. My daughter turned 7 on the 11th. She was so excited to hear that Ramadan started today. She's associated her birthday with Ramadan. So now she knows if Ramadan starts, her birthday's coming up. Well, pretty soon she'll be sad because it keeps creeping up. All right. All right. Aloisio, if you turn off your camera, I'll pull you up. Hello. You're on mute. Hi.
Hey, Jim, can you
Hi.
hear me?
Yes.
Thank you for your help.
Sure. What's up?
Yeah, I just have two questions. One is I'm on trying to get the U visa, and I heard that when you submit your files, you have to also submit the form for the work permit. So when they give you the bona fide, you already come with that. But I'm not sure if my lawyer did. And I did receive like a receipt. I asked him, but he said that For me to for him to do that, I have to pay extra. But when I got the receive, I got the I-765, and it say the application upon employment authorization, and I don't know if that's the one that I have to submit, or there's another one.
That would be the work card receipt. Do you have any other basis for a 765, or is that the only 765 you've ever filed?
No, I didn't. It was all the lawyer that filed. Just look at the receipt that I got from
Yeah.
UCIS.
Yeah. So that means it sounds like that's on file.
Okay, because they said if I don't submit when they give me the bona fide, then if I have not submit the work permit, they will take another 8 months after they file that. So I was just worried because.
So here's what I would do just to make sure. I would take that 765 receipt number, and if you go to USCIS case status online, if you Google that USCIS case status online, you can put in your case number and make sure that it's still pending.
I already did that, but it doesn't show anything. And my lawyer said that your visa, they don't show anything because it's a crime. So
That's right.
I have no way to check if, because my lawyer keep change what he told me. So I'm a little suspicion what if he had do all the form, because I read a lot before I submit. I hire him, and I all the lawyers that I look up on the internet, they say the best way, don't forget to submit the form for work, because if they give you the bona fide before and you have not submit the form, then we're gonna take another 8 months. So I asked him, when I hire him, I asked him if he could do that, and then he said okay. But after I a few months I got the receive, I asked him, and he said that oh no, I didn't do that, and for that you will have to pay me extra for each of the person you want to fire that, so.
Okay. So here's a lesson for everybody. Okay, Aloisio, you're the boss, not the lawyer. The
Mhm.
lawyer works for you. The lawyer owes you a duty of keeping you informed on your case. So what I would do is I would send an email, dear Mr. Lawyer. As you know, I'm trying to figure out if a I-765 and work authorization was filed on my behalf. Please let me know. And by the way, also, please send me a complete digital copy of my file. I need it for my records.
Okay.
And then I would say, thank you for your prompt attention to this matter. I need it by Wednesday at 5:00.
Mm. Yeah, because I even called the number that they give you to call
Yep.
the
Yeah.
ICS, and I
Yeah.
give it the information. They said, I don't know if it is because it is my daughter, the primary victim. They said that the I give all the dates that they ask, and I respond, and she said, no, you are not, you didn't respond correct, so I have to. Yeah, I cannot give you any answer, because I was just trying to make sure that the work permit was filed, but they
So
don't.
this is
I
all
don't.
stuff your lawyer should be doing for you.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Just one last question for a friend of mine. He have been married for 15 years. He have two kids, and he came from he crossed the border and came from Mexico. There's any way that he can resolve his problem without needing to go back to our country, or that's the requirement?
Most likely, I mean, it's hard to say in a vacuum, but most likely it would involve consular processing. Yes.
All right. No problem. Thank you, Jim, for
Bye,
your.
Aloisio. See you, buddy.
All
Have
right.
a good day.
Thank you. You too. Bye bye.
Bye bye. All right. Let's take another call or two, and then we'll wrap it up. I'm gonna chill out the rest of the day. You guys know I love Star Wars, and you guys might know that when Rogue One came out, I absolutely lost my shit. Haha, I didn't cuss, damn. I thought it was the best thing ever, and I really like this show called Andor, which is all about Cassian Andor, one of the guys from Rogue One, and it's great because it's all about rebellion and fighting back against the evil empire. So that makes me excited and happy. Season 2, it's only going to be a 2-season show, and season 2 of Andor is about to drop at the end of the month, I think. So I'm watching season 1 again, and I absolutely love it. All right, let's see. Kwame, no, I wanted to go to this one. LPR absence. Hello, LPR absence. You're not on mute, but we can't hear you. All right. Out of here. I should watch Solo again, Laura. Kwame. Hi, Kwame.
Yeah, hi, Jim. How are you?
Great.
Good. I have a quick question. I got my green card last year, and we filed for my kids. Actually, my wife is a U.S. citizen, so we filed for my kids abroad since April 2024. Yes, we got the receipt notice. There are 3 kids. We did it online, and we found out that all the 3 kids application went to different centers. Now our worry is that how would they combine all these 3 cases for us when it's time for us to go for an interview in my home country? That's my first question. And my second question is that I will start my renewal of my green card in November. If by November we've not heard from immigration concerning my case, is it going to affect how long my case application is going to take? Because November I have to start renewal process too.
Renewal process for your green card?
Yes, because mine is a 2 years conditional, so I have to renew it starting November because it expires in February 2026.
How old are your kids?
They are 13, 10, and 4.
And your spouse is a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Did the spouse file the I-130s for the kids, or did you?
Sorry?
Who filed the I-130s? You or your spouse?
It's my wife.
Okay, perfect. And so these kids are all overseas back in the home country?
Yes.
And by the way, there's this weird, that sounds like the teacher from but anyway, okay. So you filed I-130s for kids, send them in the same packet or in different packets?
We filed it the same time. We did it online the very same day. We filed one after each other, so the same time.
Got it. So that's why they've been sent to different places. I hate to say it, but you're probably not going to have all their answers on the same day. There might be a chance to catch it all up and time all together later at the National Visa Center, but you might not be able to. They might have different. Are you there?
I'm here, Jim.
Yeah. So what I said was, they might have different interview dates.
Wow. That is our problem, because if the time of interviewing each one of them differently is the gap is too wide. It means that going to Ghana and sending each one of them for an interview is going to suck.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, you might have a chance at the next stage at the National Visa Center is going to go, and you'll be able to tie them all together. I'm gonna let Kwame go. The audio is driving everybody crazy. All right, our old friend Mo is here. He put in that his name was Crying Mo, but I had to change it because we don't want Mo crying. Hi, Mo.
Hey, how are you?
Good, buddy. How are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm still waiting for my I-130.
Yep.
The priority date. I'm off by 2 months, so January 22, and
so we're getting closer.
March, but it hasn't moved in like 3 months or 6 months or something. It made a big jump about 6 months ago, and then it hasn't moved since then. So I'm still waiting for that. My question is this: their relationship is starting to. It's been almost 4 years since I moved back up here, and it's starting to not fade, but drift apart a little bit.
Yeah, it's a
Just
long.
the distance, and
Yep.
even though we've seen each other a lot, we've gone back and forth several times for long vacations and stuff, but it's still not the same, right? And but we still want to be together and stuff, and we still do love each other. But the question I have is, how do, with all the stuff that's going on that I can't handle, how do my question is about two things. Could we get him a student visa so he could come up here and maybe improve his English while we wait? The chances of that, how's that?
Well, I'm not at work, so I can't ring my bell, but you've rung the bell of immigrant intent. So
Right.
the idea that someone's going to get a visit visa after ringing the bell of
No, a
immigrant,
student visa.
that's a non-immigrant visa. That's the same thing.
Right. Oh,
So
right.
that's the same as when it comes to what I'm talking about, immigrant intent versus non-immigrant.
Right.
That the F1 is the same as a visit. So I think that you could try, as long as he's honest about everything. But the chances of success are probably less than 5%.
Okay. And the other question is about reentry permits. I know that they're good for 2 years. I'd like to have one sort of on file, like in my pocket, just in case I decide that I want to go. How long do they take to process? Do you know, from the time I submitted, or?
Again, that's something I don't pay attention much to processing times, but that would be something that the rest of the people in the comments would know, or you could put it in immigrant home. But I think it's right around a year
To get it.
Yeah, to get it.
Wow. And then it's good for 2 years, right? That's my understanding.
That's right.
Now, what happens in those 2 years if I decide to come back, for example, for a short period, for like a week to do something and to go to the doctor or something?
That's totally
Does
fine.
that invalidate it, or?
Nope.
So I'm still good for the 2 years to stay out of the country while I come, and I can come back in.
Yeah. You can come back. The 2 years doesn't mean. I mean, it's just that any long stay during that 2 years is forgiven. That's all that it means. You don't. It doesn't keep you from being able to come back.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I didn't know if I came back, it got invalidated, and I have to apply for another one if I want to go back out or something. I didn't understand that. Okay.
Nope. It's
okay, cool. That's kind of all my questions. I'm hoping, I wait. I wait for the visa bulletin every month, and I feel I've been talking to a couple of people on the Facebook group.
Yeah.
And very similar priority dates, LPRs, and they're still also waiting. So I think it's not just me. That gives me some sort of weird comfort.
So so not only are you waiting for the priority to be current, the I-130 itself hasn't been approved.
It hasn't been approved.
And what's the receipt date?
March 22. March 2022.
So almost 3 years ago.
Yes, and it's January 2022. I've kept asking.
So here's what I would say. If in the next couple months it jumps a month or two, or if we get to like August,
right,
we should sue on the I-130 so that you're first in line because the reason it jumped 6 months ago is because it was the start of the new fiscal year and more visas became available. So, and again, in October, that'll happen. So if we don't see any movement in the next couple months, if we see movement and you're like a month away, then I would sue.
Right.
You want that I-130 approved when the numbers all become available, and you want to give it enough time to like be ready and in the shoot when those become available. So I would say if you see it jump, you said you're 3 months out now?
Yes.
So
I guess the date that they're processing is like 16th of January 2022, and I'm March 17th, 2022.
Okay, then here's what I would say, Mo. If in any way, shape, or form they move at all, let me know, and we should think about. And if you don't have your I-130 approved, we should sue them right then on that, so that hopefully it's right in line for when the visas become available.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. The other thing is that the embassy in Chile is not super high priority, I think, or super busy like Manila or Mexico.
That's for sure.
So I'm hoping that I'll be able to get a visa quickly, or an appointment.
Hang in there, buddy.
Thank you so much, Jim.
See you, brother.
I don't know. Do you say Happy Ramadan? I don't know.
Yeah, you can say Happy Ramadan, sure.
Okay, Happy Ramadan.
See you, brother.
Bye.
Later. What a nice guy. We like old Mo, don't we? Like old Mo. Hopefully everything works out. Again, I've said many times that if I were an enterprising social worker or psychology student, that I would do a lot of research on the psychological effects of being separated from your partner for 4 effing years. I think it's absolutely a crime, and it's just ridiculous. But you know, I've been doing some thought. You guys always say, "Oh, Jim should be in charge of USCIS." Well, if Robert F. Kennedy Jr. can be in charge of Health and Human Services, then I think that if we ever get a Democratic president back, I'm going to throw my hat in the ring, because the people that are doing it are not the ones that you guys need there fixing stuff. As grandiose as that sounds, and as much as I've sued the director of USCIS, I would love to have that gig for 2 years. That would be fun. I would make hay. I hope you guys all have a great Saturday. Yes, Nurse Laura said, I started getting a ton of recommended posts on Facebook for far right and conservative Christian pages. Me too. All right, we'll be back tomorrow around 12:30. Again, sort of on the road. It's about an hour away, so it'll be a little rough around there, but sometime around 12:30 tomorrow. Have a great rest of your Saturday, guys. Have a good weekend, everybody on TikTok. We'll see you next time.